hand is sticky.
Yes,
and I didn't
are.
even do any of that stuff. Anyways.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. So we're back again. Not live this time.
We survived alive.
We did.
All sorts of fun incidents in Alive. It reminded me of that scene in Hairspray. Live television. There's nothing like it.
Right. Yeah, we did have a few sound issues.
But we survived, and everyone seemed to enjoy it.
Most of them found out. Most of them were caused because the silence was on my phone that we record with, so.
But we survived.
This is 2021, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it is.
But anyways, we're back.
I think we should introduce ourselves.
I don't know who I am.
Who are you?
I don't know. Who are you?
And you are... I'm Vince.
Do you know who I think I am?
Yeah.
And I'm Justin.
And this is Boozie Bear's Knitting Podcast.
It is.
Episode 11.
Double ones.
Double ones. 10 plus 1. And we are coming to you from a beautiful, balmy Buffalo, New York, though it's pretty darn windy out there.
It's what we would call blustery out there.
Yes. Walking through the parking lot, I thought I was going to do a flying nun and be taken away.
Funny thing, this area is actually the highest elevation in the city of Buffalo.
Well, you learn something new every day. I did not know that.
I just found out a few days ago myself.
Well, aren't you just a font of information?
A font of useless knowledge.
Yes.
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
And these are the things you'll always remember.
Pretty much.
But that password that you created yesterday, yeah. Anyways, moving on. So we're back for our next episode after our live episode. We have over 700 subscribers now, and hopefully there will be more joining us. There was a lot of excitement over the live episode, and our fun contest, our giveaway. Both our phones, the notifications on our phones have been going off like crazy the past 2 days. We just thought of them as you sending your love.
There were certain people that were sending lots of love. I don't think they had anybody left.
I don't think I
in
have
their list to tag.
I don't think I have that many friends on my Instagram.
Right? Goodness.
It's all about popular, you know. We know about popular.
Popular.
It's all about popular. Anyways.
Just realized that you can see the Swift in the video.
Festive. So, before we get sidetracked more than usual.
Squirrel.
Yes.
My Adderall's wearing off.
And you didn't share. So, we did a contest and we'll be picking the winner for that.
Should we do that now? Because it's sort of an admin-y thing. Isn't that what they say in the podcast? They say it's an admin
duties.
I have to do some admin.
I think we could do that.
All right. Now, you said you had a spreadsheet of some sort?
I didn't update that because you said you were keeping track.
You father mucker. Anyways.
And we're a poop show already.
I was like, and I mean, is anybody out there surprised that this is happening right now? No.
No surprise faces at all.
All right. Well, do you want to go on Instagram and at least try to see how many comments we have?
We could do that. Okay, let me switch over to that account. There we go.
Alexa, play Jeopardy theme music.
Jeopardy main theme by Geek Music from Apple Music.
She's doing it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Alexa, stop.
We have 449 comments.
Wow. That's a lot.
It's a whole lot of comments.
That's a lot. And I saw when I looked at 3 o'clock, we had 13 on Ravelry. So what was that? 449 plus 13, so 59.
Oh, you're doing math.
462 would be our total.
If you say so.
So we'll take the Instagram and then we'll add the Ravelry to the bottom of that.
Okay.
So 462. So Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 462.
Your random number between 1 and 462 is 56.
56.
56.
All right. Well, let's see.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Listen, I'm not talking to you anymore.
Shut up, Alexa.
That's right, you whore. Imagine Biscuit.
Okay, getting to the beginning of,
Do you need to play Jeopardy again?
you know,
The Wheel of Fortune theme song this time. Big money, no
big
whammies,
money,
no
man,
whammies.
You know, somebody
has the gall to knock on my door right now.
We're podcasting. You could put us on pause.
Oh, I mean, I guess. Let's go see who's at the door. All right.
And we're back after that momentary pause.
Somebody was delivering food to the wrong door. God damn
And
it.
that always the way.
But it gave time for Vince to count comments on Instagram.
Yes.
And we have a winner. Alexa, drum roll, please. I just want to see if she'll do it.
Okay.
Ooh, exciting.
The winner is...
Mishmash 557.
Right now in Buffalo, it's 32 degrees
Alexa,
Fahrenheit
stop.
with clear skies.
And that is Michelle Howard.
Michelle Howard, you are our winner. So since you entered on Instagram, please message us, reach out to us on Instagram with where we can send the yarn to. And great segue. So I happened to be scrolling on Facebook the one night.
Scrolling.
And an ad came up for a company called Sticker Mule. And I was like, what's this? 10 stickers for $1. Why not? It's $1. So I had some Boozie Bears stickers made.
They are quite sassy.
They are wonderful. I did say once before, if you're on our Instagram, that the person that was receiving our giveaway was going to be the first one to get these, but one of our wonderful friends that's one of our favorite yarn dyers, she requested a sticker, so I sent her a couple of them already. So you will be the second person to receive the stickers.
The first official contest recipient.
Yes, you'll be the first official contest recipient to receive the official Boozie Bears sticker.
And I have to say, these came out really, really nice.
And they're high quality. They're like vinyl, the cut vinyl stickers. So
no, these are really good stickers.
we will most likely be getting more of them.
You know, I am in the industry. I know these things. Yeah, these look great.
Yeah. So that will be in the giveaway for all of you guys.
So again,
For
congratulations to Michelle Howard. Spread the word and tell everyone how awesome and funny we are.
Right.
And we will be looking forward to what you make out of that yarn.
All right.
Which will be quite fun.
And because it's our first giveaway, and they do call us the Boozie Bears.
That is what they say.
We thought we needed to. Ooh, she was in the wet spot.
I hate when that happens.
I hate when I'm in the wet spot. So we decided we were going to do a little cheers to our contest winner.
Should we let them know what we're...
Oh, yes. We're going to be cheersing with PB&W. It is peanut butter whiskey, which you'll also hear about when we introduce our episode cocktail, because it's in there as well. But,
So,
cheers to Michelle.
cheers to Michelle, our first contest winner.
Oh, that's good. Ooh. And it doesn't, like, it feels like it's going to burn,
It doesn't.
but then, like, the sweet peanut buttery. Ooh.
Because it's a sweet flavor.
Ooh.
Behave yourself.
Oh.
And it's peanut buttery, and it's definitely whiskey.
Oh, it's definitely whiskey. That's for sure.
Peanut butter sour. A whiskey sour made with peanut butter whiskey. Give me that look.
Listen, I had to think about it for a second.
I thought I smelled smoke. Anywho, ha hey. That was quite tasty. And it was a Christmas gift from a couple years ago, so it's even tastier because we didn't have
was
to
free.
pay for it.
Anyway, speaking about that episode cocktail,
Yes.
so we have...
Cheers.
Cheers. This is the peanut... The peanut butter whiskey mixed with grape soda. And when I tell you, this tastes like you're drinking a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the best way possible.
Quite tasty.
Mm.
So, wrapping up the admin duties. So, like we said, we are over 700 subscribers. I think we're like 721 last time I checked.
Yeah.
Don't know if somebody's watched and gotten pissed off or
I think
told
we
more
were. I think
friends.
we were actually. I remember looking the one day and we were at 725, and then like the next day we were at 721. So
Well, you know,
well.
that not every. Oh, I'm on my personal account. That won't work. I'm like,
we lost all of our call.
those subscribers. Yeah, that. Oh, this will take just too much time.
It doesn't matter. It's still over 700.
No, we're back up to 725.
Oh, we're back up to 725.
Yay.
There we go.
Festive. So I think when we hit 1,000, we will do another contest,
Oh, absolutely.
and we'll have some fun things to give away. By that time, we'll hopefully do a knit along too. I think we're both kind of low on our works in progress, so I
Might
think
be a
that would
good
be
time.
a good way to do one. Yeah, yeah. So I think that is about it for our admin duties. Before we get into the knitters content, anything new, exciting about you, about me, we need to discuss? We've both gotten our first COVID vaccine.
Yes,
which
yes,
is
we have.
very good.
That's
You recently got
wonderful.
yours. I got mine at the end of February, and at the end
You
of
got
this,
you got yours like a few days before I
Yeah.
got mine. I got my first one on March 4th. My second one is coming up on the 25th.
yeah, mine is second one is the 26th of this month. So we will both be fully COVID vaccinated. So, which is a good thing. Mom already had both her vaccines, so
She's wonderful.
she's in good shape. Yes, she didn't have much of a reaction to it. She had a little bit a couple days after the second one.
I've actually heard that. So it seems like the younger people are actually having a more
Yes,
of a reaction to it,
yes, I've heard that
like
too.
the immune response reaction. So
She also had the Pfizer, which I've heard people have had fewer side effects to. I had the Moderna? Yeah, that one.
Moderna.
And the only thing was
I had the Pfizer too.
Pfizer.
Pfizer.
a little bit of tightness between the shoulder blades that comes and goes.
That's just a heart attack.
Yeah, no, they would be. Yeah.
Oh, no, don't.
Yeah.
No.
So you gotta have a heart to have a heart attack. So, you know, I mentioned it at my last physical therapy appointment. And he's like, yeah, some people have been having those. That is the side effect.
I mean, for me, my arm, not that day. That day, my arm was a little sore. The next day, it felt like Evander Holyfield used it for boxing practice. Like, it felt like somebody had been...
Gotta move that arm.
And that's the thing.
Flap like you're flapping a wing.
I think that's what helped me the day of.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just overnight, it had a chance to just sit and fester.
Move the arm. Drink lots of water.
Yes.
So, but that's that. So. That's our big excitement.
There's really nothing else going on.
We're coming along in my web development class. We just finished our 6th week. He's determined to get all of us jobs after class is over in May. He's like, I know. Yeah, you went, psst, and I'm like, what?
No, you were already looking at me.
So.
I know I'm beautiful.
Yeah, it's stunning. Yes, stunning. So, his whole goal for this class is for us to have tech jobs like within a month of the course being completed.
That's good.
So, there's parts where I'm like, oh yeah, I get this. We're doing good, and there's parts where I'm like, this makes my brain bleed. Coding stuff and all that. It's like I'm creative. I'm a front end person.
You really shouldn't joke about brain bleeds at your age.
Ain't that the truth? But that is that.
What's wrong with me? A lot of things.
The list is endless. Where should we start?
So what's next?
I think we should move on. Oh, the cat is interested. What do you want?
He's just a psycho.
Nothing here for you. Do you want the pliers?
Want to pull out your tooth? Your broken one?
Silly kitty.
No? Okay.
We should probably get onto some knitting.
Knitting content?
Knitting content, because while they're here, they are here for our fun and fabulousness and our insanely wonderful humor. Because, 725 people obviously think we're as funny as we think we're funny.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, at least they like us enough to not unsubscribe.
I'll give you that.
Though, the true test will be after this video premieres. So we will start with works in progress. The
works
whips.
in progress.
Do you have any?
I have one.
Okay, I have 2.
You have 2, so you should go first.
I will start. So the first one, everyone has seen before.
Ruh-roh.
And it's getting there. It's become rather large. So it's not an easy travel project.
Is it just me, or does it look like you've gotten...
We've done a good amount of the yoke. Yeah. No, we have not gotten to a decrease yet.
No, I thought it looked like you had.
No. It's just actually I shoved the sleeves inside so they're not out and flopping, so it looks a little smaller. But we've got a good amount of the yoke worked on, probably just under half. The part I'm at now, once that section is done, I'll do the first set of decreases. And I'm going to have to do some figuring as well, because I added, it's a 6-row repeat, six stitch repeat. So I added, I believe, either 12 or 24. I'll have to look at my notes. So I'm going to have to do those decreases as well to get it down to the large size. Otherwise, I'll have this big boat neck opening, and that won't be good at all. So it is rather sizable and rather, it seems to take forever to do a round. So I'm forcing myself to work on it, and it's really something I can only work on at home because can't bring this anywhere with you. It is not a travel project, but we're keeping at it, and once the decreases have happened, those rounds will be quicker. So hopefully, we have a visitor. Un visitor. Monsieur Kitty Cat. Hello there.
What are you doing?
He's just like...
What are you doing, friend?
Actually, he's bopping you in the back with his tail. That's usually what I get.
Anyways.
So, back to you.
So I guess I should show you my work in progress.
That would be good.
So, I know I showed this once before. It was quite a while ago. But this is my Loxley, that's words, I can remember words, by Stephen West. It is a hooded scarf.
By the Stephen West?
Stephen West.
We haven't done that in so long.
So last time I had the hood finished and like probably about that far on the scarf part. I am almost done with one side of the scarf. I just recently picked this back up. So once I finish that part, then I go on to the provisional cast on over here and pick up these stitches and knit down that way. But I still love this project. I had completely forgotten about it, honestly, until I happened to go through a bag the one day and was like, oh, hey, look.
I remember this. Yeah. Hey, how long ago was it that I finished mine, and did I wear it at all this winter?
Well, of course. But I mean, it's like we talked about. There was nowhere to go where you would wear this.
Yeah, that is true. There was really the amount of times I was going out of the house, and we did have a fairly mild winter. We did not. There were certain days where it was, cold and blustery, and then there were...
Apparently the heat decided to come out.
I'm like, I don't know what's happening there.
Gotta love steam heat.
It was steam heat. Okay, that's an old show tune. Google it. Anyways, shut up and stop giving me that look.
But anyways, that's my Loxley. That is actually being knit out of... I hope you're... Sit down, because you're going to need to clutch your pearls. But it's being knit out of Karen Simply Soft acrylic yarn.
Clutch the pearls.
I don't often knit with acrylic yarn, but Karen Simply Soft, I actually would rather knit with it than crochet with it. And a friend of mine gave me this yarn, and it's such a pretty color that I really wanted to use it for something. So I was like, ooh, I will use it for that project. And it works really well.
Well, you've become more of a yarn connoisseur since you started this,
Well, yes. But the one thing I do like about, like, Karen Simply Soft, unlike a lot of the other acrylics, is that it's more of a true worsted weight yarn. Whereas, like, Red Heart and stuff like that, they're closer to an Aran weight.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're...
I don't remember what yarn it is, Impeccable or something. I think it's Coates and Clark. It's a really heavy worsted, almost an Aran, and it'll make a difference in the things you make, and that's it. It's inexpensive. It's a nice yarn. That's kind of my go-to for baby stuff.
Oh yeah, it's perfect for baby stuff.
Yes,
because it's washable. But that's my only work in progress right now. My only active work in progress. We were just talking. I have another cowl that I can't even say it's on the needles because the needles are actually not on it. It's on the interchangeable cord that it was on. But when I stole the needles for the mittens, I never went back.
So
know what?
there's a question for our viewers.
That's not true.
If it's
I put the needles back in it.
You lied. It is on the needles.
It sat without the needles in it for so long, and I think, oh, you know what this was?
Mm-hmm.
This was the one that I couldn't start working on again because I lost the needles.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bought the new ones. So when I bought the new ones, I put them back on. I just haven't worked on it again yet.
Mm-hmm. But there's a question for our viewers, matter of opinion. If it's just on the interchangeable cord without needle attachments, do you consider that on the needles?
Or is it
just on a holder? What do you think? Put that in the comments.
I almost feel like it depends on whether or not you intend to put the needles back on it again in the near future.
That's always an intention.
Well, not really. Sometimes you just take it off and you go, I'm not working on this. I'm putting it away. But like if you're just stealing the needles because you need them for the, cuff of the cuff. Never mind. Move on.
I'm giving you that Marsha Brady Sherjan look. You know that.
Listen, daylight savings time got me. I worked until 11:20 last night because my relief was late. Mind you, he also lives in the building.
Why is that always the case?
But, so I got out of work at 11:20 last night and had to be back in at 7 o'clock this morning, which means that my alarm was going to go off at 6. So I get home, I fell asleep for a little while. Then, of course, nature called at about 10 minutes to 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I get up, do the business, come back to bed, lay down. Okay, not on that side, roll over to the other side. Just in time to watch 1:59 turn to 3 a.m.
Yes.
And I cried a little bit because I'm like, my alarm is going to go off in 3 hours now.
Yes.
So yeah, that's just an explanation of where my brain is right now. Which is not far off from its normal state, but... Anyways, you have another work in progress.
Yes. So as you saw, the Icelandic sweater is rather sizable and not a convenient travel project. So early in the week, I was just like, I need something that I can do because I don't have any other works in progress that were active. I have a few snoozers, and nothing that was easily travelable. So I'm like, I haven't made socks in a while. And I just decided I needed to cast on a pair of socks. Nothing fancy. I like an easy, simple vanilla sock. And I wanted it so quick and easy. I did not want to have to wind.
I prefer chocolate. Oh, you said sock. Never mind.
Shut up. Anyways. I didn't even want to deal with winding a hank of yarn. So I just went into the commercial sock yarn and grabbed a ball of sock yarn. Because you know what? My pretty hand-dyed yarns, I tend to not want on my feet. I want them to be seen. So I usually make shawls, scarves, things that you're going to see. And a lot of commercial yarns, they're good hard-wearing yarns. And they'll look good and make nice socks. And they will last a long time. So this is what we're working on. It's the Ann Budd basic sock pattern from the Knitters, where is that? Ann Budd's Knitter's Handy Book of Patterns. That's my go-to for so many things. And I can make a sock using that pattern and just know from, looking at it. And I start and I do a ribbing, and then I could just go to straight stockinette, or I go to a wider ribbing. Something is on fire. We hear fire trucks. And it is Wisdom Yarns, New York. I've used this before. I think I made a pair of socks for Mom out of these, and they came out real nice, and they wear well. And it's an easy travel project that I can throw in my bag, and, you know, if I'm waiting somewhere or if I'm out to breakfast and waiting for my meal, I can work on that, and it's easy peasy. Because sometimes, like I said, that Icelandic sweater, there are times where I just need a break, and as you'll later see, I've made quite a few hats in between that that Icelandic sweater when it was just I can't deal with it no more.
All right, much to my chagrin, I think we're going to take another pause.
I have to like stop looking at those things.
Yeah, stop looking at hoary pictures on Grindr, would you?
That wasn't on Grindr.
I mean, sorry, Instagram.
Yes.
So we talked about the brain thing. Grindr, Instagram, it's all the same thing in these days. So, I guess since we're done with works in progress, that would lead us to
Finished
finished
objects.
object. How many finished object do you have?
I have two.
Two. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4.
Well, why don't you start then?
I'm a finished object whore this week. So we's gonna start. I'm gonna start at the bottom of the pile, of course, because this is gonna be a build up. So if you're on Instagram, you already know this on our Instagram or on our Facebook page. But I have finally finished my flax sweater.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And it looks really great on you. The
It
Instagram
really does.
picture just was awesome. You're gonna pop me in the face putting this on
yeah.
and pretend it's an accident.
So, the only thing that I wish is that I had stuck with my original idea and made the sleeve shorter, because when they're pulled down, they're a little long, and I wish I'd done a few more decreases, because it just it kind of makes it so I have to pull it up, but when I pull it up, it doesn't stay. So it's one of those constant push my sleeve up thing. It's not that big of a deal. All of my sweaters are that way. But I really like the way it came out. Yeah. It is, I'm telling you, once you block the, so this is the wool of the Andes non-superwash. I'm getting distracted by cat hairs. And once you block it, like, I put this on with no undershirt on, and it honestly, I didn't feel itchy at all. Like, I don't think I would normally wear it like that, because I feel like eventually it's gonna get itchy, but for it to not feel that way right away, and like it doesn't bother my arms when I wear a t-shirt under it, because there's no way I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt under a sweater. Like, I would die.
I usually just wear a t-shirt under my sweaters. I've always done that.
But no, I love it. I've worn it to work a couple times already. And, you know, I knit a lot at work, so people have seen me working on it for the past few months. And they're like, oh my God, are you wearing the sweater that you were knitting? And I'm like, yeah, it's finally done. And they're all just so impressed. And I'm like, you know, sweater knitting's not as hard as you think it is. But I can't imagine how many people told me that at the beginning, but I wanted nothing to do with it. Because I was like, is sweater knit? No, that's scary. That's scary. But
It's all just knits and pearls.
it really is, and there's nothing complicated, honestly, about sweaters. As long as you do your homework before you start, do your gauge swatches, make sure you pick in the right sizes. Like, yeah.
Sweater knitting has become
Oh,
much more a simpler matter.
Oh, yeah. With the top down.
The children
yep,
are
they're
going
about-
to
He got
have
bored
an
with me,
incident.
so he had to go bother his brother.
Yes.
Anyways,
He quickly laid down. Okay, I'll just
He's
sit
like,
down.
it's like, I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
What me? Love me. Why don't you segue
So
to that?
that's what I was going to say. So since you have 2, if I get rid of this one, then I only have 3, so it'll actually work out.
There you go.
So always from the beginning, it was the intention that since I was knitting the flax sweater, which is from Tin Can Knits Simple Collection, that I ordered extra yarn to make, 1 or 2 of the other products in the Simple Collection, because they all match, because they all have that same garter stitch accent. So just literally right before we started filming, I made Vince, I forced him to watch Gilmore Girls, much to his chagrin, while I finished the last couple decrease rounds on this hat. But I made the barley hat, also by Tin Can Knits, and it's in the same yarn, the Wool of the Andes non-superwash, and it matches perfectly with the sweater.
You're so
So
fancy.
now I can really match.
Except I always wear the hat so that the garter part is at a rakish angle to the head rather than being centered.
That's because you're
That's
just
me.
really gay.
Well, yeah, that too.
But anyways,
You're so mean to me.
pot kettle.
Well, yeah, you deserve it. You deserve
Anyways,
everything you get. And
So
more.
that is the flax sweater and the barley hat, both from Tin Can Knits Simple Collection.
And they do look really great. The sweater looks really, really good.
And the thing, like, I haven't blocked the hat yet, and I don't even think I'm going to at this point, because it fits perfectly right now. And after blocking this and it grew a little bit, I'm like, I don't think I want that hat to grow that much. So it might get a little steam blocking at some point, but that's about it.
Great.
But, yeah. So what do you got?
Well, as I said, the Icelandic sweater has gotten to a point where it's really, at times you just need to put it down and just need something quick and easy that'll take the edge off. So I've been going through my stash of leftovers and I've been whipping out some hats. The infamous Ross hat. We've been doing stripy versions.
Ooh.
And it just gets rid of, like when you have that like half a skein or a quarter skein and you do a little mix and match stripiness and you get a bunch of hats, which I have a stack of them sitting on my love seat. They'll eventually be given away for charity knitting. If we do something with the court or when the guild finally opens up again, they'll go to good homes.
Yes.
So I said, that's why I cast on the socks. I'm like, I need to make something other than a hat.
Yeah, I get it.
But the Ross hat, it's a fun little pattern. It's an easy, use up your worsted weight scraps. And there's some nice looking hats that are coming out of them.
Oh, God, yeah.
So that's that.
So speaking of casting on socks, in the last episode, you saw my hoe. I had finished one sock with the Dye Monkey Yarns Punk Rock Parakeet colorway, and now I've got 2.
Ooh.
And yes, they are a little stretched out because I have worn them a couple times. They smell fine though. It's okay. I didn't have a chance to, wash and block them again before the episode, but I figured since they don't look too bad, I could still show them. It is just the vanilla sock pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. I did it a little bit different. I did a 64 stitch count on a size 2 needle, and it actually fits better than when I did a 72 on a 1. It's just a little, squeezes my foot a little bit more. I would rather it be a little tighter on my foot than be loose at all. So
Yeah.
which I feel is most people would.
You
like
want the
that.
negative ease, otherwise the socks will be baggy and you'll have to be pulling them up and you won't be loving them.
Yeah, they fit quite well. They are very comfortable. They match my Crocs, my bright yellow Crocs perfectly. What?
Gay.
Oh, honey. Most gays would throw me out of the group if they found out I was wearing bright yellow Crocs. Who are you kidding?
Tragic.
What else do you got?
Well,
Huh?
I finished up my Coffee Talk 2.
A coffee talk too.
Coffee Talk.
Coffee
And I'm
talk.
quite loving it. I showed it in progress at the live episode. I dug out that skein of New Zealand possum yarn. I started it using the yarn doubled because it's a fingering weight, and it was just too fuzzy. It was too soft and fuzzy, so I ripped it out again, and I paired it with some of my hand-dyed sock yarn, and it's nice and soft and squishy and warm, and I'm just kind of loving it a whole heck of a lot. And I had a much easier time knitting this hat. I think I knew the pattern better, but it's written for a DK, and I think the two fingering held together was a little bit thicker than a DK, though that's supposed to be the equivalent, because I went up a needle size than what I had done on the original one, and this did come out bigger than that one, but I'm liking it a lot.
It probably
like
works
how it
out in your
fits.
favor because we don't have small heads.
No, we are of the large noggin cult. So
because I was even thinking with the barley hat, I was like, I probably could have even gone down to a 7 on this, but I didn't want to take the chance of it being too small, because that would just be tragic.
Yeah, because a hat that's a little loose is better than a hat that's a little tight.
You can always shock it in the dryer a few times to try to shrink it down, but there's not much you can do to make it bigger. But anyways, since we're talking about hats, so I think I showed this on my little update video that I did, because I didn't have any of my yarn from Get Knit Faced in CO because of the postal service during the live broadcast. All I had was the blue, the main color for my sweater. So I did show this. I happened to grab one of the last skeins of this too. She doesn't have any more, but since I showed this off a few times and people kind of loved this colorway, she may be making more, so keep an eye out for that. And use code Boozie15 for 15% off your first order. So I bought this bulky weight yarn. The colorway is Witch's Robe. It's beautiful. It's purples, and those are just two different purples, aren't they?
No, that's a dark gray.
Okay, so it's probably supposed to be like black. So it's, the purple, the dark gray, and the green. It is, like I said, a bulky weight. It's her self-striping bulky weight yarn. Well, those colors are showing up actually perfect on camera. And you'll never guess what kind of hat this is.
Would that be a Ross hat?
It is a Ross hat. So, I mean, like I said, it's self-striping yarn, and it's bulky weight. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to do anything I don't want to do any type of fancy pattern hat to take away from the self-striping. I know that the Ross hat comes in, the pattern, it has bulky weight written. So, like I was saying with that hat about switching needle sizes, I did that with this hat. I went down from, I think he says, I want to say he calls for an 11, and I actually went down to a 10. Probably should have gone down to a 10 and a half even. Probably would have been just right for this, but so it will fit over my head and cover my ears until I start moving, and then it just goes. So.
Do you have a bulky knit yarmulke?
Yes. So this will end up being a gift. I don't know to who. I don't know for what. But I mean, it's too good to. I don't want to say that was going to come out wrong. I love it too much to just give it to charity. Like, I'm all for giving to charity,
yes.
but
well, plus
it's just...
It's not a superwash yarn, is it?
Yes, it is, actually.
It is?
It is a superwashable. But, yeah,
it's something you'd rather give to someone.
Yes, I'd rather...
You know, as much as we love...
I have too much investment in it to not give it to somebody that I know is going to wear it and love it and take care of it. And just for that, in the next episode, I'll have knit a hat for charity, okay? Okay? Because now I feel bad. And I'm just... this is just growing up with Italian guilt. Because nobody's tried to make me feel bad about it yet, but I just know it's going to happen, so the Italian guilt is already setting in.
You've pre-opted your Italian guilt.
I have.
He'll wind up making more than one hat.
Oh, I'm in a hat kick right now, so...
It's that easy. You need to just take the edge off. I'll make a hat thing.
Yep.
That's why I have a stack of hats sitting on my love seat. All right, so that is it for our finished objects.
It is.
And now on to that exciting portion called vintage knitting.
Oh boy, here we go.
I did have to dig through the collection, and we're pretty much done with the sweaters of the 80s. So we're now into the early aughts, the early 2000s. And as I pulled some out and looked at what I had, I'm like, because we've seen a couple. We saw the Manly sweater and the Mandalay turtle, and those were made in the early 2000s. But I'm looking through the rest, and I'm seeing a lot of sweater vests. I went through a sweater vest phase. So,
didn't we all?
Yes. Here we have, what is this? This is the denim vest. It is Terry's ribbed pullover. So I took a pullover pattern and made it into a vest. It was a V-neck pullover.
Oh,
and I just decided I didn't want to do arms, so I did a vest instead. And this is from that book that I showed last episode, Simply Beautiful Sweaters for Men. It's Terry's ribbed pullover. This is Sirdar's Denim DK. In the early 2000s, they came out with a denim yarn. So it's a wool denim cotton blend. And it feels like denim, and it just, it was comfy, and it was one of those, everyone was excited about the yarn when it was released.
You could wear that under your Canadian tuxedo.
And I looked through, and she didn't have that much of a selection in worsted weights. So I'm like, well, that's what that's what I wanted to make it out of. She's like, get DK and hold it double, because she had a ton of DK in this. So I know I wore the heck out of this back in the early aughts. And you'll see a picture. We remembered to do the picture this time. So there will be a picture of me wearing it. As I said, I did go through that sweater vest phase, and we will have a few over the next few episodes. Some, I thought this looked good still. Others, I did take one out and put it on, and I'm like, oh, there's just so many things wrong with this for so many reasons. So you'll have that to look forward to, and just a variety. Like I said, it was a sweater vest phase, because I'm I felt like Will Schuster with the number of sweater vests that I have in my collection. But those will be in upcoming episodes of Vintage Knits.
Oh my.
All sorts of festive.
Yes.
So now we are on to acquisitions.
Ooh, I'm just kicking things across the
Yeah,
floor.
knocking things down, causing death and destruction.
Of course.
Have a sip of your drinky.
That's what I do. It's just what I do.
So, acquisitions.
Got a few.
In the notes under your name, I just put so much yarn.
Listen, most of it's not here yet. Anyways.
I get these messages. I did a bad thing. I'm like, who did you order from and how much did you spend? Or I'll get screen captures of the order.
So in the next episode,
It could be drugs. You could be doing crack.
This is true. So in the next episode, I'll be quite heavy on the acquisitions. Because I may have spent $230 on yarn the other day. From two different dyers. Well, not different to us here because they're two that we've talked about many a times at this point. But Doop. I didn't have that last time either, did I?
I don't think so.
No. Hold on. I need to grab something else from behind me. Would you like to talk about yours?
I'll talk about mine then. So, as I've stated previously, I don't have a lot of DK yarn in my stash. And I've been seeing a number of patterns that call for DK that I really like, and I'm like, I don't have yarn to work with. So I've made a few DK purchases. And one of them, this is from Trilogy Yarns on her DK base. It's her superwash merino. This is called Llamas in Drag, which is just all sorts of festive. I really liked it because you did have something with that, and I liked it, so I saw that. And again, her DK, her whiskey colorway, which I've seen a few people work with this, and I'm like, I really, really like that color. So I had picked these two, and then I had a discount code from Needles at the Ready. Well, when I applied the code, it went down to, it didn't give me free shipping anymore. But the shipping made it cost more than if I hadn't used the code. And I'm like, well, we're just going to have to order another skein of yarn. So this is in her Glamorous base, which is 80% merino, 20% nylon, and it is mauve over Miami. So I got my 15% discount and I got free shipping as well. And you always can use some more pretty looking yarn. And we like Nancy. She's a sweet, sweet lady. And I have a lot of respect for her as a dyer. And I love her. I love her colors. So.
Oh yeah. So
Haven't decided what I'm going to make out of these yet, but it'll be something fun and festive, I'm sure.
So sticking with the Trilogy yarns, if I showed these before, I'm sorry, but I don't think I had these last time. I did. The one day I was literally just looking on her shop because, let's be honest, we all do that all the time. Just scroll through yarn dyers pages and go, ooh, I really want that. Ooh, I really want that. So she happened to have both of these on clearance. there was only one of each left. And I was just looking at it and I'm like, I have to. Like, I have to. So these are both going to be in the same colorway, which is called Conquest. But this one here is on her plush base, which is her MCN base, Merino Cashmere Nylon. It is fingering weight. Let's see, with this one you get 450 yards, 100 grams. But when I tell you this plush base of hers, I've heard so many people talk about it. Oh, it's delicious. So for comparison, so the other one she had, very much different, is actually 100% non-superwash merino, and this is her worsted weight base. And you can see it picks up the color so much different. Let me put this one back up here for comparison. Like, the plush is so much more saturated, and these ones are sort of faded. I love them both very much, but it's just so cool to see how the different yarns.
Yeah, different bases will take the yarn differently. Superwash will absorb color like a sponge. And, you know, a non-superwash, you know, it's got the halo because the teeth of the wool are still there.
But that's the thing, is like, for a non-superwash yarn, like, that's still like super soft. Like, so I don't know what I'm gonna make with these yet, but they're gonna make something fun. Probably two separate fun things. What else you got?
Well, if you remember from our live episode, Diet Monkey Yarns was giving that awesomely generous discount of 35% off. So after we went off the air, I went online and started ordering. Again, like I said, I needed some DK weight. This is on her Rumba Monkey base. It is 100% merino. It's riparian Ravelry. So it's all kinds of blues and green and a little touch of brown and just looking beauteous. So I knew I had to get that. And then it was tough making a decision because I love everything she has. But I'm like, what would I use? What would I like? And I saw this. It's also on Rumba Monkey. It is called Wet Sand. So I think this will make a great accent color. Like, I may be doing something with the two of these together. I haven't decided yet. I know the Grocery Girls have an anniversary hat pattern that they've posted about, but haven't released yet. Jody and Tracy, I'm waiting for that pattern. I keep looking and it's not there yet. I thought I missed it because I thought I saw other people post about it, and I'm like, no, it's not in either of the Ravelry shops, so I guess not, but I'll hound you. You know I will. And then Jess, just being the generous kind of gal she is, and we love her for that, she threw in an extra skein of yarn. This is Dog Break, and it's the Boogie Woogie Monkey base, which is Superwash Fine Merino. This will probably be put aside for another giveaway when we do another contest. So thank you, Jess, for that. But I'm loving this. The anniversary hat.
What did she send you the new button to? Yeah, it is the different one.
Yes. And a little button.
She got different ones. They're different than the ones we had before.
Oh, shorts of funness.
It's funny because you mentioned the discount code, and I forgot that I had even ordered these ones.
Oh.
Especially forgot that I had ordered them after our last episode.
And we only had 3 beers.
Anyways, so I also took advantage of the 35% discount from Diet Monkey Yarns. And so I got, these are all fingering weight there's two different bases. So this one is her Hip Hop Monkey, which is the 100% superwash merino. This color is called Feelin' Witchy, which is very fun. It's very a lot of similarities there. Like you can see the purples and the green
purple
and the,
similar purple and dark gray, almost black.
Then I also got in that same base the Hip Hop Monkey. This is Jeepers, which, if you remember, I also have yarn in this same base that is called Zoinks. So the Scooby-Doo reference. Such a beautiful tonal purple. Oh, I love it. I love it. And then, so this one is in her Flamenco Monkey base, which is one that I believe for now she is discontinuing. So this is 70% superwash merino, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. It feels like absolute heaven. And this colorway is called Janet's Side-Eye. And oh, it's so pretty.
The side-eye.
As you should, because you don't have this. Like, it has that pop of like hot pink with the purples and the it's so pretty. And I just wish, like, the cooking people, they're always like, oh, I wish you had smell-o-vision. It's like, I wish you had feel-o-vision, so you could feel the yarn. But it feels delicious. Again, not sure exactly what I'm going to do with these, but I'll figure it out. Honestly, so hear me out. I'm going to use you guys as my sounding board. So let me grab Zoinks here.
Zoinks!
So these three. Happy Knits is doing her Cal right now. And I did show that I printed out the pattern for it. And it uses 3 different fingering weight yarns. And I'm like, oh, these are all the same base. And I'm sitting looking at them the one day and I'm going, they all kind of go together. If you separate it with the purple, it totally works. So these actually may be my next cast on. I may start that shawl so that I can get into her Cal before it's over. I think it ends, it might end April 1st.
Yeah, it's pretty darn quick.
We'll see. I'll think about it. You'll see in the next episode. So I think you're done.
I am done.
Okay.
That are all I have.
I have a couple more things that I can just show real quick because I did do that little update video when all this stuff came in. So if you watched that video, you saw that my long-awaited contrast color for my sweater finally came in. Of course, it was a few days after our live episode. So I just wanted to bring that on here to show it with the other color to show you what that's going to look like. Spoiler alert, I also, in that $230 purchase, bought the other contrast color I was thinking of to begin with. So once that gets here and I put that with this, I'll decide exactly which one I'm going to use, but I really feel like this one's going to win out. Just because it's very contrasty. And these two are two of her newest colorways. Both dyed actually with the same colors, just with different techniques. This one is called Pride. I'm sure you can guess why. It's very much a rainbowy. This is in her DK base, which is a, what is it? It's an 80-20? 75-25 merino nylon, which I love, which also means that this may become rainbow DK weight socks. And then there is this one where this end is just fallen all apart. So that one was called Pride. This one is called Dried Flowers. And like I said, it's all those same colors, but it's just different techniques on a different base of yarn. And like, I think that name is spot on. Like, it looks like dried flowers. But yeah, that's all from Getting It Faced in CO. Like I said, you can use code Boozie15 for 15% off. I believe that's on your first order. And yeah, and I just found out the other day, I forgot about that too. I just found out the other day she also makes stitch markers, which meant...
She did do a post about that on Instagram. Which
meant I had to buy a set of stitch markers. I got nothing. But yeah, she has a lot of stuff. She has patterns, she has yarn, she has stitch markers, and she's just an awesome person, so go buy stuff from her. Yeah, that is not all I have. Should you hand me that little blue case that's in my bag over there?
Dish?
No, the blue case. Oh shit, it's not in there. It's right there. It's on the coffee table. Stand by. One moment.
I knew I wasn't crazy.
One moment. I forgot I took it out of the bag. So this was, as other people call it, Happy Mail, or boys at Needles at the Ready call it Owl Post, or whatever.
Whatevs.
So a friend of ours from the Great Lakes Men's Knitting Retreat,
ding,
had some extra needle sets laying around, and they are the Likey Driftwood series. This one just happens to be the Indigo series, and I mean blue, obviously.
You like blue? I would have never thought.
Right. So he did send me this. A couple of the pairs are in projects right now, so that's why they're missing. But I am in love with just this case in general, because like when you set it down, it gives you the little kickstand so you can set the needles, and has it has pockets.
Cubbies,
pockets for all of your
little doodads
and
bobs
and whoosy what's its. Got it. But yeah,
tragic, just tragic.
So that would be our friend Joshua from
let's have a look.
The Great Lakes Men's Knitting Retreat.
Ding.
And I know he watches the podcast, so thank you, Joshua. I can kind of say it to you in person this way, since we didn't get to see each other this year because of Miss Rona.
Miss Rona. But hopefully,
you know what?
This fall,
we're all going to be inoculated.
Yes, because I believe most of us have at least gotten the first vaccine shot.
We've all at least gotten the first shot or been scheduled for an appointment.
Yeah. Because Stephen posted that he scheduled his first vaccine shot. So by November, we should all be fully vaccinated and be able to retreat together.
Be able to retreat. We'll be able to give each other hugs and stuff like that, because we haven't seen each other in 5,000 years, and we kind of like each other. We hate each other less than
everyone else.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, that's exciting.
Yes, because it was very sad that we didn't get to meet last November, but a couple of the guys were higher risk, and we didn't want to put anyone at risk. So we made the tough decision, which there were a lot of tough decisions made in 2020.
Yeah, it was the year of tough decisions, but it's over now.
Yeah. So hopefully
there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Back on from like a table.
Oh girl, this is just plastic.
Whatever. we will hopefully be retreating together in November at our new venue.
Yes, our new venue. That's what we were all so excited about this year, was this new venue.
Yeah, it looked very nice and very big and lots of lights and very open, and we were all very excited to be going there, and well, that happened, so
damn Rona.
yeah. But fingers crossed for November 2021, we will be retreating together and having an awesome time.
The good thing is we're already paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, you know,
We just have to show up.
The hotel for Thursday nights, the food while we travel.
We don't eat while we travel. What are you talking about? We only stop like 1 or 2 or 3 times to get snacks. Snacks.
Yeah. Ohio has the nicest travel centers.
Anyways, we're just babbling on now at this point.
Burger King boy.
Oh, Burger King boy.
Anyways,
is there anything else that you have on your handy dandy list over there?
Just the usual stuff. The social medias.
Yes. Like,
subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We
Twitter.
Don't do much twittering, but it's there.
Anything that's on Instagram is on Twitter.
Yeah.
So
follow us on the social medias. Ravelry, join our Ravelry group. We're looking to get more people there. When we do a knit along, it will be on Ravelry. So if you want to be a part of that, because that will happen when we hit 1,000 subscribers, that will be on Ravelry. So that's kind of going to be a requirement to be a part of that. So, and as you obviously love our contests and giveaways, you'll want to be a part of that. So there is that, and
because there's some really good stuff coming down the line. After our live episode, there was some talk with somebody other than a yarn dyer that is actually going to
as well as other
stuff.
yarn dyers who want to work with us, because
absolutely
we love supporting and showcasing indie makers. So, and they are very generous in return of our support and your support. So thank you for.
Yes, I know that our friends, I know Jesse and Michelle have both said that they truly appreciate everybody that's gone and, bought yarn from them and used our code and given them all that positive feedback. So
they always know when we've talked about them, because they get a plethora of orders.
Yep.
Especially our ladies from the Knitting Guild.
Oh yeah, whenever I make it into that Thursday night Zoom meeting and I mention, oh, we have a discount code for yarn. Oh, some of those ladies.
You could hear the computer keys clicking.
And then the topic of conversation turns to, oh, did you see that colorway? Oh, did you see that colorway?
It's like bringing candy to kids. So I believe that is about it.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
I'm pretty much set. Nothing new to talk about or bring up. So
we all set for old business, new business, new business. Anybody have new business? No.
Admin.
Okay. Okay, we need to go. Because this is just going to devolve into an even bigger poop show. Yeah,
we've barely had half of our cocktail, and the shot is long since passed through us. It was so tasty.
So tasty, too. All right.
We did discuss on the next live episode that shots will be happening. Probably when we mention the Great Lakes Knitting Retreat. Ding! That will involve a shot.
Oh, yeah. we're gonna come up with a whole like drinking game for us, like all the things that we normally mention frequently. It's gonna be like, oh, you know, Great Lakes Men's Knitting Retreat. Ding.
Do a shot.
Do a shot. Whenever Vince rolls his eyes at me, we do a shot. And we're gonna share this with you when we post, before we do the video, so that you can play the game with us.
Yeah, so you can be prepared with your shots as well.
It's gonna be so much fun. But anyways, I think we've rambled on enough for these.
Yeah, I think so.
These fine folks. I'm sure they've got to go, make dinner or.
They're just sitting there shaking their heads.
They've already turned us off. Who are we kidding? they're like, there's nothing more coming out of this episode. I'm done.
They're just rambling on
but
with
wait,
their jackassery.
There's more.
So we will see you in about another 2 weeks.
Yes.
We've been trying to stick to that 2 week.
In a fortnight, if you will.
Yes. In a fortnight or 2 weeks, if you will. Whichever tickles your fancy.
How many times can we say the same thing over and over again before we end this episode?
I think you should reach over and push that stop
Do you
button
think
on
so?
the video. Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Thank you again. We're
Bye-bye.
out of here. Bye.